Now that I have some of the fluid out of the top part of the motor here, I want to take a moment to do one other video. The learning lessons just keep coming and coming and coming. I didn't realize how much fluid was in there. I thought at first that it was probably from pulling the intake out as I tilt it back. The fluid that's in there and those back part of those spigots just poured out in there. That's what I thought. And again, I kept thinking, I said, man, I just don't see where all the fluid was running down. Well, it becomes very obvious once you dig into something. Well, one thing I want to point out is it already bit me once, and that's the reason why I use regular hose clamps here. Let me climb up into this guy real quick. I want to show you this. I look at it now and I go, geez, it makes more sense. These are probably some of the things most mechanics wouldn't show you, right? Because it's a little bit embarrassing. So I started looking at the amount of fluid that was in here, and as I'm cleaning it up, I'm like, where in the world did all this fluid come from? Oh, good Lord. Here it is, right here. These OEM hose clamps, I'll never use those things ever again. And I kind of wondered about using them. They're pretty, they clamp down pretty well, but my leak is coming from the actual engine coolant. Had I not been so anal and used the Preston antifreeze that I bought, that would have been green. I went to Ford and got the Motorcraft orange so it would match my engine coolant for my supercharger. I would have probably been able to determine really quickly if it was engine coolant versus supercharged coolant. Might be a good reason not to use the orange in your supercharger. I don't know. But one thing for certain, this hose is leaking, which I know there might be a little glare here. Hopefully the ISO will kick in here. There we go. You can see that it was leaking coming around this crevice here, filling the bottom of this, I don't know what you call it, top part of the motor here. And there's a drain hole right back there, which guess what, is where the bell housing connects. And on the bottom side of that would be about where I'm seeing the water come out. Obviously I can't see it coming out of the bell housing from below, but I can see about where it's dripping down, and it makes sense to me now. So, did I have a leak on the supercharger fitting? Yeah, I did. I stuck my finger back there and felt some fluid. So definitely had an issue there. Also have an issue here. So if we go back to some of my other videos where I talked about where I messed up with the heater hose, I get to fix that today because I'm going to cut that bad boy, I've got hose clamps, but I'm going to go get some more hose, longer hose, and I'm going to clamp it down here, and that won't happen again. I wanted to share this with you. Again, it's how many times do I have to do this to get it right? Well, apparently, maybe now that I've learned a little bit, this will be the last time. So let me stop here. Hope this helps.